Welcome back to the DR Speed channel. It's got a little bit different video for you guys today. We're gonna do a kind of a build review on my wife Amber's Suburban. This has been her daily driver. It's her fun project toy. Now it's kind of just grown into just a really fun cruiser. But it's a 91 Suburban that we bought basically out of a field. It was 100% stock and wore out, and she's just built it with her own money, basically. I didn't buy any of these parts. She got a job and built it herself. Used to just be a stock 5.3 that we LS swapped in there, and now it's a mildly built 5.3. It's got Summit Pro LS forged pistons, bored like 30 over, Gen 4 rods, a small Texas speed cam. It's like 207, 212, 550 lift. We spec'd the cam out before we knew we were going to put a supercharger on it, so it's got all the bottom end torque now. But it's pretty cool, it's fun, it's reliable. We first LS swapped it in like 2018. And then she drove it for about 2 years to work. And then she decided she wanted a little bit more power. We did all the engine dress up stuff. We put the Texas Speed valve covers on there and mounted the coils remotely. Kind of cleaned up everything. And then she wanted more power, so she started buying parts. She got some heads ported from Texas Speed, stage 2.5, I think. And then bought a cam, and then pulled the heads off the motor and found out it was pretty much 100% wore out. You know, imagine that. Marketplace fine, it doesn't have 120,000 miles, who would have guessed? So we knew that wasn't gonna work. So I had another spare LS laying around, so we had the block done by a local guy. He balanced the rotating assembly. I did all the assembly work, and we put that in there and then broke it in and put the supercharger on, and just pretty much drove it after that. We put a smaller pulley on it eventually, but since 2020, this is basically how it's been. We got like probably 10,000 miles on it, whatever the odometer is going to say in a minute. But it's been a really good truck. Just went through some tires and some drivetrain components, if you can imagine, after doing that. But here's the truck. It is a barn door Suburban. Some of them are tailgate, some of them are barn door. This one's barn door. Wheels, Detroit steel wheels front and back. 20 by 8 in the front, 20 by 9 in the back. 4.5 inch back spacing on both of them. It's got a 3-inch single exhaust. It merges like way back here, so it's almost a dual, but Suburbans are kind of weird underneath. But the rear end has been rebuilt. We did like our first 0 to 60 pull with the supercharger and pretty much blew out the pinion seal because the axle wrap so bad. So fix that with good old cow tracks. The suspension is just, we pulled leaves and cut the front springs, so it rides really good, but doesn't have a whole lot in the way of axle wrap until we put the cow tracks on there. But it's a Eaton True Track in the back with Mosier axles. It's 342 gear ratio. It's actually the original. Just swapped the carriers and the axles and all the bearings. And it's been pretty good. She had the windows tinted. And then the interior, we've redone all the flooring on it. It was original rubber mat floor. It's still rubber mat, but they're all been redone. This seat upholstery is original. We have redone the back flooring and painted the original door panels. And then in the front, we've redone the door panels. The flooring, of course, is all one piece. We reupholstered and put new cushions on the seat. And then we've got Dakota digital gauges, but they are the Syndicate series from Square Body Syndicate. And the build has got 11,517 miles on it so far. I like these gauges. When we first bought them, they were the closest to the original looking ones. But now they've got a little bit different ones. But it's got vintage air. We've got a Holley Terminator X Max on it. Some Amazon old looking radio. Factory steering wheel. New dash pad, but it's not a very good one, as you can see from the waves, but it's better than the old one. It's still got the headliner in it. The material's not sagging, but the actual cardboard is, so that's kind of weird. Have the rear AC back there that does work. When I hooked the vintage air up, I made sure and wanted that to work because this thing is massive. Takes a lot of cooling. We did all the power upgrades, and then we decided we should probably make it stop. So we put AZ Pro Performance big brake kit on there. I'm going to insert some pictures. Sorry, it's been like 4 years since I've had the wheels off. So insert picture here. But this thing stops amazing with those brakes. They're 14 inches in the front, 13 inches in the back. I believe it's a C5 setup in the front and a Mustang with the parking brake caliper in the rear. But it stops really good for a big beast. I guess we're gonna go for a short drive and finish it out. Got stock suspension with cut springs and like a little bit better shock on it now, but other than that, nothing fancy. It's got new upper and lower control arms. We bought those when LMC first released a lower control arm because they didn't have any before that, and ours were wore out. Put new ball joints and everything in the new control arm, or the old control arms, but the ball joint hole was so wore out that the oversized ball joints fell out of the control arm. Like, I had to weld them in. It's got 500 plus horsepower or whatever, and it still drives like stock. Gets decent mileage if you're just cruising on the highway. It probably gets like 17 miles per gallon, which is better than my C10 that you guys see me do gets, and I don't understand that because it's got like 200 horsepower. But she loves this thing, I love this thing. We've had it since probably 2016, and it's 2024 now, so she's probably put 15,000 miles on it. We live in a small town. She works 3 miles from the house. Most of the miles that we did put on it were long road trips to shows and stuff. It's been to LS Fest, Vegas, and Dallas. Been to Good Guys in Dallas a few times. Kind of local shows. Just a really good cruiser. Rides really good with the cut spring, surprisingly, but it's so heavy I don't think it matters. It's working magnificent. About it. All her glory. It's big, fun, really sporty for being giant. You can like cruise down the highway at 85, 90 supposedly, and just keep up with even crazy Dallas traffic. But pretty mild build, but it's got great drivability, great performance, and it's just been really reliable. It does, believe it or not, have a 4L60 in there, and it has been 100% fine. It was quote unquote built when we bought the motor in 2018, but definitely not built for this. But the tuner made it actually do the wide open 2-3 shift, which is at like 100, so it's scary to begin with. But it's hanging in there. You know, we don't beat the crap out of it every time we drive it, but you know, it gets drove like it should. But thanks for watching, and I hope you guys like this. We got a couple more reviews coming up of some stuff that we've done, my Silverado. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share the video, I guess, if you'd like to. Thanks.